I've realized that most times when people schedule interview preparation sessions with me, they're typically frustrated, trying so hard to memorize answers and figure out how to structure their answers when they get to the interview, when in actual fact, they can use an already made framework, CARL, which basically stands for Context, Action, Result, and Learning. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down this framework, teaching you how to use it, as well as the power of storytelling when answering interview questions. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Nicole Nyasha. I'm a certified professional recruiter based in Canada, and I share career-related content. You may have heard of the STAR approach when it comes to interviewing, which is situation, task, action, results. At the very least, you should be using this framework, but I actually prefer this modified one, CARL, which, as I mentioned, is context, action, result, and learning. I don't actually remember at what point or from who I learned this, but it was a few years ago, and it's now my go-to framework whenever I'm in an interview. The underlying thing to keep at the back of your mind here is that you appear more personable, and it's easier for people to connect with you emotionally if you tell stories. And this is what you want. You want the recruiter, you want the hiring manager, whoever is interviewing you to find you relatable and like you. So anytime you're asked a behavior type of question, think CARL. Behavior questions are questions like, tell me about a time that this or that happened. Have you ever had to deal with this or that? The C in CARL is for context. So you start by letting the interviewer know what was going on, like a backstory. You probably have a couple of jobs on your resume, so give context as to which particular company the situation you're about to speak to was at and what actually happened. I'll give you an example later, but just stay with me first to explain the concept. Context is you setting the stage for your story. A is for action. You've already told us maybe you were working in customer service, received a call from a high-rate customer. Now tell us what you did. Detail the actions you took to address that particular situation in order for you to resolve the challenge. Be specific and focus on what you did versus what your team or colleagues did. This is your opportunity to showcase your skills, your abilities, and decision-making process. Then the R in CARL is results. What happened after the action you took? Highlight the impact you made and the positive outcomes that came up. If you're finding this video useful so far, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done so already. But back to the R in CARL, whenever possible, you want to quantify your achievements with numbers and really do a good job of demonstrating what happened as a result of what you did. Then the L in CARL is for learning. This is a great way to close your story and share what you learned in the entire situation. We now have identified, or probably have, that you're capable of doing this and that, depending on your answer, which is great. But the cherry on top here, and what will make you stand out as a candidate, plus major reason why I prefer CARL over STAR, is you're demonstrating your self-awareness as well as showing a bit of vulnerability. Now let's look at a real example. Let's say you're asked, tell me about a time you had to use your problem-solving skills. During my time as project manager at company XYZ, one of our clients wrote in a complaint. They were dissatisfied with the progress on their project and threatened to terminate the entire contract. And so I had to find a way to bring the project back on track within a tight deadline and keep the client satisfied. I immediately scheduled a meeting with them to understand their concerns and gather more information. After analyzing the situation, I identified the root cause of the problem and proposed a detailed action plan. I collaborated with my team to delegate tasks and ensure that everyone understood their responsibilities. We worked long and hard hours conducting intensive research, brainstorming ideas, and exploring alternative options. Most importantly, I maintained transparent communication with the client throughout the process to keep them updated on our progress, as well as set clear expectations. In the end, we successfully resolved the problem and the project was completed within the given deadline. The client was not only satisfied, but also impressed with my communication and how we were able to turn around the situation. As a result, they renewed their contract and asked that I be put as their project manager. The situation really emphasized to me the importance of effective communication. I was able to first of all get to the root cause of the client's frustration because of communication. And secondly, because I updated him throughout the entire process. So I was able to convert an angry client into a happy and retained one. And there you have it. By using the CAL framework, you can effectively structure your responses to behavioral interview questions and leave a lasting impression on the interviewer. Remember that practice is key, so start using this framework in your upcoming interviews and master it. If you'd like personalized interviewing or just general career help, schedule a chat with me using the link in the description box. If you enjoyed this video or found it useful, you might also enjoy this interview playlist. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.